Hello everybody, my name is Ruby and today we're going to be talking about the channel EQ device.
I'm a mess. I need the lights on me. I'm in a dress. When you come home with me, oh I confess. I'm a bad old night, yeah. Give me that man. I just need a bad boy, stay with me. You know when it's bad when you look at me. You should get it right, don't talk to me. Like I'm mad at me. I just need a bad boy, stay with me. You know when it's bad when you look. You know when it's bad when you look.
So this one is also pretty self-explanatory. It's just an EQ. It only has a few controls, but what really makes it special is the dynamic shaping of the filters. Looking at it, we have a low pass toggle, which is going to low pass around 80 Hertz. And then we have a low control, which will either boost or lower the low filter by 15 decibels. Next up, we have the mid filter, which can go 12 decibels either way, and you can adjust its position with this control right here. It goes between 7.5 kilohertz all the way down to 120 hertz. And then we have the high band, which goes 15 decibels up or 15 decibels down. Now this one is very unique because at its neutral position, it's flat of course. When you go up, it's just a high shelf. But as you pull it down, it becomes not only a high shelf, but also a low pass that gets more aggressive the more you turn it down. This plugin is designed to model after the EQs you would see on channel strips or on mixing boards. So the curvature of the filters gives it a more musical sound, I guess. Now, it isn't analog modeled, which means there's not going to be any introduced saturation. The only thing that's analog modeled about it is the shape of this curve here. In the manual, they do say you can pair it with a saturator to give it that analog feel. But what I think this is the most useful for is shaping the tone of a sound before going into other devices. So starting with this bass layer here, you can see I'm already slamming it through an OTT, but while listening to it, I just wanted it to be, brighter, more crispier. So in this channel EQ, boosting the high just does that really easily. I don't have to fiddle around in EQ8 trying to figure out which frequencies I want to boost or what Q factor to set. If I want it to be brighter, I just turn the high knob up. There's also an output parameter at the end, which is useful for gain staging before the next plugin in the chain. This plugin is also great for adding some subtle high end and airiness to vocals.
I'm a mess. I need the lights on me. I'm in a dress. When you come home with me, oh I confess. I'm a bad old night, yeah.
Moving on to the drums, I used it for some broad tone shaping on this snare sample right here. And you can see I actually have an envelope follower here hooked up to a mid boost at around 120 to give it a little bit more low end punch. And then here on my tops group, this low cut is very useful. Because I'm using some vinyl samples, there is some low end information there. It's not super audible, but when you're going for loudness, having the extra headroom does help. So I'm low cutting that and then just turning the lows all the way down. That way it just makes sure there's none of it there. And then I'm just using this high setting to tame the harshness a little bit without it. Just so that it doesn't fight with all the crispiness I have going on the other sounds. So yeah, this video is kind of short as well. Sorry about that. It's a pretty simple device, but it does have a great sound, and I definitely think it's one of the more underrated live plugins. If you have any other interesting techniques, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time.